Witty Banter.
Well, Half Witty Banter podcast. I believe that this is episode 9, featuring Jeff Bender.
Jeff Bender.
Hi, Jeff. Tell the people at home a little bit about yourself. We usually start out by saying, what you do for a living. I would leave out company names, unless you're totally comfortable with that.
I'm not totally. Yeah, probably not the wisest decision.
I would just, say what you do, or tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yep. All right. So my name is Jeff Bender, and so I live in St. Louis currently. Lived in Columbus for 9 years prior. Moved for work, and so my job is it's anesthesiologist assistant, which that entails essentially working with the physician to help people go to sleep and have, be comfortable for their surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do now currently.
Do you get to see them when they wake up too, or is
I do. I see them when they wake up.
That's rough.
It's usually fine. I mean, you want to see them when you wake up to make sure that they're doing okay. They're comfortable as they can be, and just to see that you did a good job.
Fun fact: every time I get anesthesia, I throw up when I wake up. Yeah, every single time.
I mean, that sucks. Do you tell them that it happens every time?
Yep.
And you still throw up?
Yep.
Yeah. Usually, when someone tells you that, you give them extra medication to help prevent it, but it does happen sometimes.
Well, the most recent time, I can't remember what I was in for. Nope, don't know. But the most recent time that I had to be put really under for a procedure, I woke up and I was like, hey, I feel kind of good. Because I've had to have it multiple times.
You had a colonoscopy, didn't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's different.
That wasn't for that one. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I meant put under sleep, not just drugged
sedation.
enough that I don't remember it.
Okay.
But I'm talking about actually knocked out. Generally, so I've been knocked out 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
By it, and every time I throw up. But the last time, I was like, I feel good. I think I'm okay. And I remember I told my parents, I was like, I think I'm ready to have some food or some water maybe. And they gave me a sip of water. First sip of water, I was like, oh no, give me the bedpan. Throw up in it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually that doesn't happen. It happens. Well, I don't see it happen too often, but I guess it does.
'Cause you got the skills.
I mean, it's really, I'd like to think so, but I think a lot of it is just luck. I mean, just people reacting how they do to the drugs. People wake up crazy sometimes, though, which is common.
Mm.
People will flail around, cough a ton. People will say weird things sometimes. It depends usually what you give them, though. I've had someone say, we give people ketamine sometimes. It's there's...
Horse tranquilizer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or people tranquilizer, I guess, in this case.
Well,
but
now. Yeah.
But I mean, it has its purposes. It's a good medication to use, but it's similar to PCP, and so people will trip balls on it. Yeah.
Fuck.
It depends how much you give, and I try not to
people-
give the tripping balls amount, but
People abuse ketamine, right?
yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's a cool drug to say. Ketamine. It sounds cool,
It sounds exotic,
Yeah.
but whenever they're tranquilizing any kind of animal, they're using ketamine.
Like Percocet. It's fun to say Percocet too.
It does.
Like
It
that's
sounds,
Eminem's fault
yeah.
because he said he was popping Percocet. He was a nervous wreck, in his rap song. Ever since then, every time I hear Percocet, I'm like, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I would never touch that stuff.
No, it's a bad road to go down.
Yeah, drugs, hard drugs.
Hard
not
drugs.
good.
The soft drugs are no,
Yeah,
no,
weed's
they're not
fine.
okay.
Weed's okay. Let them do it. Whatever. Moderation. That's what we're all about.
That is what we're all about.
But anyway, so you said you're no longer in Columbus.
Yep.
You were from Cleveland, right?
Yes, Cleveland. So grew up there, went to Ohio State, and then lived in Columbus for 9 years. So it's weird. So I'm from the suburbs of Cleveland. I'm not from downtown Cleveland. So as far as the city goes, I feel like I know Columbus way better than Cleveland. I don't actually know Cleveland that well. I know how to drive through some parts of it, and that's about it.
Right. So you're a Cavs fan?
Yeah. Although I watched literally none of the NBA final games or any of the playoff games.
Not an NBA guy.
I mean, I would watch that. If I was in town, I would have watched the playoffs. But I was in Europe, actually, for that.
Oh, what were you doing in Europe?
Vacation. So I was
Vacation. How long were you there?
a month, 5 weeks.
Huh.
With your friend... Hey! Well, maybe I shouldn't say his last name. Jay.
Oh, old Jay, huh?
Old Jay.
Nice.
It was a good time, though. It was fun.
Hell yeah, what was the most memorable moment from that trip?
There's a lot of memorable moments. I mean, some
Give us
good
the
ones,
Cliff notes.
some bad ones, I guess. But I think for me, my favorite part was this town in Italy called Cinque Terre. So it's
Wait, say that again.
Cinque Terre.
Racist.
Oh, man. I feel like you went there.
I did. I went right there.
That's exactly.
But my girlfriend's Asian, so it's cool.
Yeah, that makes it so much better.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, my girlfriend, she's half black, so I guess I could probably. I'm fine
Oh,
saying.
no.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna go down that road. It's just
this is already hilarious. All right.
Anyway, though, yeah. So basically, it's these like 5.
Cinque Terre?
Yeah, Cinque Terre. There's these 5 mountain towns. Or not mountain towns. They're like towns on the coast, but like nestled in like big hills, basically. And so it looks like very picturesque or whatever. But in one of the towns, there's this like you walk down these steep stairs, and there's like a rocky beach. And then there's like this cliff, or like not this cliff, but there's like huge rock in the middle. It's like maybe like 50 feet high or 30 feet high, and people were like jumping off it. So we're like, shit, should we do this?
Sweet,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we like scoped it out, and it was like, all right, let's do it. And basically, I was super freaked out, and I did it.
Yeah.
It was
Nice.
cool. And then I guess there was some jellyfish in the water, but I didn't see any.
Dude, that would be pretty terrifying.
And then there was like this hot Italian mom with her family who took off her top and was just walking around topless. That was kind of cool too.
Is that number 2 on the list?
That was not number
First,
2, but it was
but
good.
that-
It was just like I consider it all part of the same. I consider that all part of the same experience. So it's all together.
Do you find sexy moms more attractive than sexy, just regular like co-eds, single ladies?
I don't know. I think it depends. I would say.
Well, what does it depend on? Let's lay this out for the audience at home. I'm interested to know.
If I find sexy moms sexy, I mean, I don't think the fact that they're moms makes them any sexier, but I think that someone older can be sexier, and that it's not. I don't know.
Sometimes I think it does make them a little hotter. Sometimes I think it makes them way less hot.
Yeah.
See, I think like if
You really
they're-
covered all the possibilities with that one.
Yes. So, but I think that my reasoning for this is, let's say like they're a divorced mom, that's less hot. I
What
think.
versus like a married mom? Is that?
Yeah, married
is it-
mom's more hot because the married mom is unattainable, you know? So
Yeah.
they're hotter than just like a hot single chick, because that single chick probably like had some interest in finding somebody, or like, you know, there's a chance that you could, you know, go out with that girl.
Mhm.
But the hot mom, she's just like raising her kids, doing a great job, has a husband, loves her, so obviously she's pretty good, she's cool, you know?
There's a lot of assumptions built into this right
Yeah,
now. But
right. Well, it's all assumptions. That's all everything is here. You know, I'm not like trying to walk up and hit on these moms. That's rude. Not
That's
gonna
rude.
do it. But I'm saying that's why like she's a little hotter.
So it's like the unattainable aspect. So
yeah, it's a little bit sexy. It's like those. Not porn videos, because I definitely don't watch porn, but sexy videos you might see,
Okay,
where
the
like
sexy
you know,
videos.
where like a librarian or something then becomes sexual,
Mhm.
and the reason that's hotter, I think, is because you're like, oh well, this person is just like in her work environment. This shouldn't be happening,
But
then all of a sudden it is. So the same thing would apply to like a hot mom. It's like, well, she's got everything going for her. Everything's perfect. Like there's no way that I would ever get to be with this person, and I appreciate her sexiness a lot. Then if it turned around, yeah, real hot. So that thought
Well, would you
makes
ever
it better.
say it was a married mom and she was coming on to you, and like you weren't instigating it at all, but she was just coming on hard? And would you do anything?
I might flirt with her, but nothing beyond that.
You wouldn't?
That's fucked up. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think cheating is like the worst,
Yeah,
and I don't condone it.
yeah.
I don't like hearing about my friends doing it, if that ever happens. So far, all my friends are good boys. Don't take that the wrong way. I've never heard anything bad about that. Good boys and girls, I should say.
Yeah.
But when I do, I have in the past had a couple friends be like, oh, I did this thing. And I'm like, dude, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Great. Now I know that. like,
Yeah, it's-
you know?
Is that one of the worst things you can do to another person? Cheat.
I mean, I think there's a lot of bad shit you can do to people, but that's pretty... It's just, it's immature, I would say.
Are there things in a relationship that you could, that are worse than cheating? I mean, obviously, like
You can
abuse.
stab them.
I mean, abuse is obviously way worse. Well,
Yeah.
is worse. But like,
Stabbings, shootings.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I guess it's pretty up there.
Now, yeah, cheating's pretty bad because your relationship is romantic, right? So if you're cheating, you're basically saying, like, I was attracted and wanted somebody else, and I didn't really give a shit about what you thought about it, you know?
Right, yeah.
So, I don't know. It's one of those things where you should be like, you need to be present enough to be like, hey, I'm super attracted to this other person, and I want them, and you have to make that decision in your head. Is like, is it because I'm not happy with my current relationship, or is it just like a fleeting that person's sexy thing, And I think a lot of people are just like, I'm just gonna do it,
Yeah, I know, right? Probably some people don't even think twice about it. Just whatever, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been cheated on before?
Oh yeah, a couple times. That's probably like part of my hatred for it, is because it happened.
So did you try to make it work afterwards, or were you just done
No.
kind of after you found out?
Yeah, I was like, fuck you. And that's the way it still is. I told Kulan straight up, I was like, well, I don't think I told her that because I don't think she would ever cheat on me.
Yeah.
But if that were to happen, it would be done. I'm not going to try to salvage that. You made your decision.
How'd you find out? Did they tell you, or did you find out like through the grapevine?
One of them I found out after we already split up that it had happened, and I didn't know, And the other one, I think my friend told me or something. Yeah, it was a long time ago. The other one was like right out of high school,
Yeah.
So I'm old now. We're old.
We are old. Almost 30.
Fucking old.
Be 30
Yeah.
in September.
I don't know, did you say that we lived in the dorms together?
Yes.
So that is how I met Jeff. Moral Tower.
Moral Tower. It was a good dorm.
At the Ohio State University.
The Ohio State. Emphasis
Yeah.
on the. That was good. I like that dorm. Like spent 2 years in the dorms. The first year was not so. I didn't get along. I mean, I just didn't mesh well with like the rest of the floors. It was kind of, I don't know, but
We had a good time.
we did have a good time.
Our suite was a good group of dudes, well, for the most part.
We had a pretty sweet when that whole like projector screen got set up. That was nice.
Yeah, we had a huge projector. It was like an Optima projector or something like that. It was Keith's, the guy who lived a couple of suites
But
down.
he
just, like,
took it
left
from a
it.
classroom, I think, or something.
Yeah, and he just left it in our suite. That guy was kind of a fucking piece of shit.
He kind of was.
He just treated women like shit, and that's why.
Oh yeah, well he had a weird thing with women, I think, where it was like women were like things to be conquered, and conquered is in like by having sex with them, basically. At least that's what it was then. It's probably not the same now. People obviously mature and whatnot, but at the time
we were all shitty assholes then, but not. I mean, but he was a shitty asshole with women, so that bugged me.
Well, remember the thing that him and Mike did to you with like the cell phone and like the shirt, like what?
Yeah, they got me booted out of the dorm.
Yeah, so what was that exactly?
Fucked up. Well, so we went out. We would go get drunk a lot of times.
Yeah.
But they thought it'd be funny to play a prank on me because I was mad at this chick because she was supposed to come out with us, her and her friend.
And she lived on was she on our floor or a different floor?
I think she was on 18.
Okay.
But she and her friends were supposed to come out with us, and they came over, but they were mad because we hadn't gotten the beer yet.
Okay.
And so they just bailed and left.
Yeah.
And I was pissed off about it. And so they thought it'd be hilarious if, once we were already super drunk, they realized that I was like blackout drunk that night.
Yeah.
They thought it'd be fucking funny if, they sent her a note or like left her a note outside her dorm room door that said like that I desperately loved her and like was trying to stalk her and shit.
That's actually really fucked up to do.
And also, because I was fucked up, I myself made the poor decision of calling her multiple times and leaving her like shitty voicemails.
Didn't you also break your phone that night too?
Yeah, I did.
And
so I broke my phone. They took the pieces of my phone and they took a white T-shirt and smeared pizza sauce on it.
To make it look
and like
blood.
blood. I guess I don't know why.
That's
They
so
left it
fucked
outside the
up.
door, but it just and they basically professed my undying love for her in this letter, which is weird, and it freaked her out because we didn't really know each other.
No, I mean, if you were that girl, you'd be terrified if you woke up and saw this like broken phone, this bloody shirt, and then this like creepy ass note.
Well, and so I don't know what day it was. I think it was like a Thursday or something. I was in the dorms and nobody else was like in there. All the suite doors were closed, but I was just in there, and the RA, the resident advisor or whatever.
Yeah.
He came in with a cop and was like, hey, and I was like, oh, can I help you guys? And they were like, yeah, we're looking for Tristan Seeger. And I was like, what the fuck? And I blacked out the night before, and I was pretty new to blacking out. I mean, not to say that I am not now, but yeah, I was new to drinking and shit. So they were like, yeah, we need to see him. I was like, that's me. I'm Tristan Seeger. And they're like, oh, well, this girl has asked that we remove you from the premises. She doesn't feel safe with you here. And I was
But you were on a different floor, though. That doesn't make sense, though. Like, from the dorm?
Yeah, but being in the same building, right?
Yeah.
But, which is weird as fuck. And I was like, what? I was like, what happened? Why? And they're just like, oh, we can't tell you that. They're like, but you have to leave in 2 hours. You have to get all your shit and leave. Now, they would not tell me what the hell happened, and I blacked out. And I was like, no, seriously, like, what the fuck? I would never hurt anybody. What the hell happened? And like they're just like, we can't tell you. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of. Why couldn't they tell you that? Though?
And like, we had a complaint, and they were moving me to like Morrison, which was like really shitty dorm. Like, it desperately needed maintenance. Scariest elevators I've been on, I think, in that dorm.
Yeah,
But
I think I remember.
it was the foreign student dorm. I felt so bad for him, you know. And I went
Dude,
there. And,
yeah, I remember. I think I went with you to that dorm at one point. Like, I don't know, like you were moving your stuff. I don't know, but anyway,
yeah.
okay. So,
but so yeah, they wouldn't tell me what the fuck I was getting moved for, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this is so messed up. And they also failed to realize or mention that the note that was left at this girl's house had my name spelled wrong at the end of it. Like, they signed my name on the end, but they spelled it E-N and not A-N. Like, why the fuck would I misspell my own name?
yeah.
So stupid.
Why would you write your last name on that too?
Yeah.
Like,
And they thought that fucking it was... They thought it was me. They just assumed it was me. She's freaked out. She told them that I did this thing, right?
Yeah.
So they just boot me out, which is some bullshit sexist shit right there. You know, it's because, you know, they have to protect the women, which I understand, and they should. But at the same time, like, you need to fucking, like, talk to the guy, too. Like, if the guy's at fault and you're just going to boot him out.
That's true.
Like, there was clear evidence right there that would have told them that it wasn't me.
Yeah.
There's no goddamn way I would ever spell my name wrong. Like, my first fucking name. And, but they booted me out, and I walked into Mike's room. He was sleeping. Like, knocked on his door, and I'm like, dude, I like woke him up. I'm like, I'm fucking getting kicked out of the fucking suite, man. I need help moving my shit. I only have 2 hours. And, like, I had to fucking take all my stuff.
Oh, God.
Go over to Morrison. They put me in a room with, like, a senior who was living there and had his girlfriend living with him, but, like, that nobody knew. You know?
Like, he had the whole room to himself, I'm sure.
Yeah. And so I just put, like, my pile of boxes there. I went home for the weekend because my parents live close. I didn't even fucking come back.
Oh,
And then when I got home with my parents, fucking Mike and Keith called me and were like, hey, man, promise you won't get mad. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, well, we did something. We thought it'd be just a funny joke. Like, thank God they like talked to the people. They're like, we're talking to them right now. And so then they got put on trial, and they were like, they may have been kicked out of the dorm.
Yeah.
But I ended up coming back, and I had a meeting with the resident advisor, like Doug. Boop. And
yeah, I remember he was I remember.
I've met with him several times over my stay at Moral Tower. He fucking did not like me by the end of it, I'm sure, because I was a huge cunthole to him. But he was like, yeah, so, you know, they confessed to what they did, and we're putting them on trial. Like, would you want them removed from the dorm? And I was like, no, man, like, they're my fucking friends, even though they're assholes.
Yeah.
I was like, they just fucked up. They didn't know it was going to go like this. It shouldn't have gone like this. And you know what? That was your fucking fault. I told him, I was like, that was your fault. You fucked up. You didn't even fucking ask me or tell me what was going on or ask me anything. You just kicked me out on a whim.
Yeah,
Somebody just came up to you and was like, remove this man, and you did it.
What did he say to that? I mean, that's a legitimate
He was like,
point.
well, he was like, what he had said is he was like, and we're gonna, so they're on trial, and then we're gonna like do a hearing to see if we can get you back into the dorm. And I was like, no, you're fucking not. I was like, today I'm gonna be back in the dorm. I'm gonna come back right now, and because I did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You booted me out of the dorm without talking to me. I did nothing, so I'm coming back in. And that's it. You can't say shit about it. And he was just kind of like, okay.
That's crazy though.
Like,
how are you able to like walk over someone like that? And, like, why would they offer you those bullshit terms anyway? If you can just walk over it and not do it.
I think that's just like their due process would be like they have to go back to a trial. So the trial was probably like them just saying like we're reinstating him in the dorm.
Yeah.
But the way he phrased it was shitty, and I was like, no, fuck yourself. Like you
see.
fucked up, and I was pissed off. It's not fair.
It's not
like,
fair.
It's sexism, and just because I'm not a chick, it doesn't get considered that.
Right.
Which doesn't make any sense. You know? I mean, I understand you do have to protect the women, but come on, man. You gotta at least fucking let me hear my side before you just kick me out of my house.
So what happened to Mike and Keith then? So they didn't have to write you a letter or something? Or like, what did they like? So they obviously stayed in the dorm. Like they didn't get kicked out.
As far as I can recall, they had to write a letter to me. Yeah,
I remember that. It was like
we had to like forgive them and stuff like that. And I ended up seeing the girl who kicked me out like years later at a bar. And
Oh
she's
shit!
like,
Really?
remember me?
Yeah,
And I was like,
yes.
Yes, I do.
So,
and she's like, "Can you ever forgive me?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I mean, she didn't really do anything
Fucking
wrong.
did,
I mean, I can see where she was coming from with
Yeah.
that. It's not like she knew.
I mean, it was kind of shitty for her to like boot me out of the dorm without saying anything to me, too. A little bit. Like she could have been like, "Hey, man, what the fuck is this?" You know, but there's none of that.
At the same time, though, like.
But no, I don't think it was her fault. And I told her, I was like, it's cool. I don't want to hang out with you, but that was just because I don't really know you.
Right.
But yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, man, good times at the dorm.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? I had the biggest crush on Jessica. Remember that?
Yeah, Jessica.
Yeah.
I did not find her attractive.
I did.
Or cool.
She wasn't that. Well, she was alright. I don't
She's
know.
a blonde chick.
Yes.
You like Priya too. We always gave you a bunch of
I
shit.
did
for
like
that.
Priya. I don't know. Like, you guys gave me a lot of shit for that.
Sorry about that.
I mean, it's fine. I don't understand why though. Like, she was pretty good looking, but you guys did not think so.
Not accurate. She was not good looking. Not good looking. Which is not a reason you shouldn't date anyone. For those viewers out there, we were very shallow. We were assholes, college students, just drinking for the first time out of high school. You know, all that fucking great shit. And we made some poor judgment calls. But
looking back, I'm glad that did not work out. I mean, obviously, we were not gonna get married, obviously, but.
Yeah, you're living with a nice lady now here.
Yep, I am.
So, what's her name? First name?
Whitney. So she's a teacher.
Have I met her? No. Yes.
Maybe, I don't know. Did you ever come out to? The only time I would have met her is last April when I was in town for my rotation at OSU, but she came out for like a week and we were at the Pine House.
I think I only saw you at like Brothers briefly.
Okay.
Like when you first got into town, maybe.
Which
or
also.
You went to Clippers. We went to a Clippers game.
Maybe.
Did we go to the Clippers game? Was that the time?
Yeah, we did go to a Clippers game because you went with your sister-in-law or something, right?
My stepsister. Kirsten.
Stepsister, yeah.
Yep, she's in Tennessee now.
Is she?
Knoxville, I think.
That sucks.
Yeah, I'll bleep that out. I could get in trouble for that. Not knowing. It's either I think it's Knoxville. I always confused Knoxville and Nashville.
Yeah.
My brother was in Florida. They both moved
Wait, which
at the
one?
same time.
Your younger brother? Oh, right, yeah.
I only have a younger brother.
How's Travis doing? I don't want to.
He's doing well. He actually just got back into town today. He's at my mom's house. He's got a summer internship in Chicago where he's gonna be doing stock trading stuff. I think.
Damn,
So he's
that's
pretty
kinda
pumped
sweet.
about that. Yeah, it's like his dream job. I think.
I feel like I would not seeing him do that would not surprise me at all. From the little I've met with him.
Yeah, he's
Seems
very.
like be something to be into, like Type A.
analytical.
Yeah. But that's cool. But no, Priya was cool. I would hang out with her again if I had the chance. As friends, of course. But
Yeah, dude. Look out for Whitney.
I know. I am.
Looks like you need a little
Top
refill.
off in the wine. Dude, this is a good
Again, our
wine.
sponsor, El Goru, sponsoring us here at Half Witty Banter since never.
It's making the Half Witty Banter possible.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's a full ass glass of wine. I like
Let me
it.
tell you, dude, this whole bottle, it's gonna go away.
Yeah,
And I
it's.
have that wine fridge now, so technically, I guess I could keep it for a couple days. But what the fuck?
Fuck it. Only
Just
live
a
once.
bottle. It's like 3.5 glasses.
Which also, do you have to work tomorrow? You do have to work tomorrow.
Indeed.
You work at 8?
Yeah, 8:30.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks. It's already 11:30 and.
Yeah, I can't stay up like real late, but I'm cool to stay up till like 1 or 1:30 with you. You know,
Alright, sweet.
that's cool. I mean,
Sounds perfect. That's probably all.
probably
on
feel kind of like shit tomorrow, but you know what? That it's life. It's a struggle.
It is
We
life.
gotta live it.
It is hard to burn it at both ends though all the time. You definitely need the time to recharge.
I am guilty of not napping, not getting enough sleep.
I mean, napping doesn't really. I don't know. It's just.
I got like 5.5 hours of sleep at night.
Do you ever? Probably sounds kind of bad, but like on the weekends where you like decide not to drink and it's like, man, I feel awesome. I'm so used to feeling like shit every single weekend day when I wake up.
I usually anymore like this weekend. This is my 3rd day in a row drinking, and that's the most that I've done in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I really usually only drink like 1 day a weekend.
Okay.
But I also recently took a month and a half off.
Oh, did you? How was that?
It's pretty cool.
So like, would you still go out to visit? You know, like go to bars and stuff, but just not drink, or would you just kind of just stay away from that scene?
I wasn't there as much, but I went to bars with friends, and I wouldn't drink.
So how did it feel not drinking? Was it like pretty much the same? And
It's all right. At times, it's a little more boring, but
Yeah.
you know, you got to do what you got to do. And the thing is, the podcast makes me drink more.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because like it's easier for
Everyone.
everybody to
Yeah.
like have a little bit of lubrication.
Yeah.
So we tend to do that. I mean, I had Kulan on, my girlfriend, as everyone will know if they watched the episode that was released a couple weeks ago. She and I did not drink. We actually had a drink, but it was like a soda,
Yeah, nice.
like Asian soda we got from Tensuke Market over on Old Henderson.
Ooh, man.
It
Wait, so what
it was
makes
the
an Asian?
grossest.
Oh, is
it was
it?
fucking disgusting.
What's it
dude.
taste like?
Well, it was a certain kind of soda. I'm not saying all Asian soda is bad, but it was just, it tasted horrible. I think one of the descriptions I used of we had 2 different flavors. One of the flavors tasted kind of like that soap in, like if you go to like any bathroom in any big business, you know, you get that like cheap ass soap, and if you smell your hands after, it tasted like that smell. Yeah, it's not good. But
Did Kulan like it or no?
no, she barely drank hers. I ended up drinking like 1.5 of the bottles. Because, like, I just get nervous to drink stuff. You know?
Oh, yeah, just something to do.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Yeah, I can see that, though. But, I don't know. When I was in Europe, like, I wasn't getting drunk every day, but I drank alcohol for, like, so I was gone for, like, 5 weeks. I think there was, like, 3 nights that we didn't drink it, something.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of, yeah, it was a little fucked up. But, I mean, at the same time, though,
Yeah.
you go to Europe, so what we did...
Vacation.
Yeah, but I mean, we vacationed, but essentially the days are all kind of like, we would stay in hostels, which, as an aside, also cool experience. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you would go, like, you go to a new city, and so you would, like, walk around or whatever, do, like, touristy stuff, and then you'd, like, go back, and there's only, like, there's not really that much you can do except for drink, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that sounds bad. I guess you can choose
say
not
that
to drink.
about any time, any place.
But it's like you go and, like, well, yeah.
There's only so much you could do. It's just
Yeah, that sounds
great.
really sad, doesn't it? Maybe I need to reevaluate my life.
Yeah, maybe we should do that right here, right now.
Yeah, right? Let's really just unpackage the situations.
Evaluation. What do you think's the source of your drinking, Jeff?
Well, when I was a child, there was... No, I'm just kidding.
One of my legs is shorter than the other.
Yeah, right?
It's always bugged me.
I'm actually left-handed, and I just got teased so mercilessly that I had to go to drinking to...
It's only 2 millimeters shorter, but I have a real complex about it.
No, but, I don't know, you go back to the hostel, and you're, like, meeting new people, and it's fun. You're like, you know, there's usually bars at these places.
Did you have the hostel experience where, like, the chicks were just topless in there, and then they
No.
cut up your friend?
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, Jay's not with us anymore, but I got out of it alive.
They got all his parts,
They did. They sold...
sourced them out.
Also, do you like how, like, in the movies, it's like you're gonna wake up with, like, your kidney, like, removed, but, like, because it's so easy to remove a kidney, you can just do that.
Pop that shit out.
Yeah,
It's
right.
a badass fucking doctor.
And, like, you'll wake up alive in a bathtub of ice, 'cause it's
He's
so
like,
easy.
He climbed the ranks of medical school, and then he realized, you know what? Fuck it, I'm so badass. I'm an egotistical maniac, and I'm gonna sell some organs on the black market.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what? This isn't... Being a doctor isn't challenging enough for me. I need to take this to the next level.
So now that I've concert, I just merged like all the words I was trying to say. So now that I've conquered cancer of all forms, I've decided that what I'm going to do is black market surgeries. Sounds
You know what?
good.
It's the next level. But anyway, no, it was cool. You meet people and it's fun. I recommend it there. There's some funny stories. There was some Irish people that we met. They were younger too. They're probably like 21, 22. But they, you know, I guess got hammered, stereotypically or not. But then in the one hostel, it was 3-person, like 3-bed bunk bed. So like there was high ceilings, and the third floor, you know, like the third bed was pretty high up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asleep for this actually, but Jay told me that this Irish guy was climbing up to go to bed, and he like fell down on the floor, and then was just laid there talking in tongues for the rest of the night. Yeah, and then his friend passed out with all of his clothes on and
What
his
do you mean
shit.
tongues?
Like tongue, like just like speaking gibberish, basically.
Yeah,
Just
I figured you meant gibberish, but it could also be like an old language.
yeah, I mean, if it was, I wouldn't. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Like he was possessed.
I'd be,
Like he went rigid on the floor.
I'd be scared. I'd be terrifying, honestly.
Yeah, dude. What if you just kept repeating the same thing over and over again? The hamster never leaves the wheel. The hamster never leaves the wheel.
And then he gets up and starts crab walking around the floor.
He just gets up, shaking Jay, but staring at the corner of the room. The hamster never leaves the wheel. That'd be fucked up.
Also,
We just made a good horror movie.
at a nightclub in Prague, I was there, and some dude offered me a shot of absinthe, and I like took it. But as I was taking it, I was like, "This is how you get murdered." But I was like, "Fucking," I did it anyway.
Prague just sounds like a bad idea. Just
Right?
say
It totally-
Prague.
Yeah,
Doesn't that sound just...
it's cool.
I mean,
though.
I haven't been there, so to me it just sounds like you're going to get into some shit.
Nah, it was cool though.
Prague.
But no, I did not. Nothing happened to me. It was just a regular shot of absinthe, and I was fine.
Hell yeah.
But it probably wasn't the greatest idea.
Here's a dumb question: do they have gay bars in Europe?
Yes. I mean, no, gay people do not exist outside of the United States. Yeah,
No, but I know they exist, but like I don't know if the scene's the same as it is here, or if everybody's just like way more like been accepting for a long time, so they're all kind of merged bars, you know.
I'm not really sure what the scene. I mean, I don't really know. I would imagine it's probably similar to here, where there's like some areas that are, a lot more gay friendly than others. But yeah, I don't really frequent that. Speaking of gay scene, St. Louis is a good gay scene actually.
Oh yeah, you were telling me you like the gay bars down there.
I mean, yeah, I do like the gay bars. It's not just the gay bars. It's like an area though where most of the gay bars are at, but it's like seems to be the spot that people like really party in St. Louis.
Yeah, they really filled your drinking hole, huh?
That sure did. Needs I never thought I had. I never knew I had.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was cool.
What's your favorite gay bar there?
Rehab probably.
Rehab.
Yeah. They have this deal, and I haven't actually done this, but on Sundays, apparently, it's all you can drink from 11 to 6 for $10. I mean, it sounds like a terrible idea. Yeah, it's
$10.
$10.
All you can drink what? Anything?
Beers and well drinks.
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done it because I mean,
You
I have to work on
You
Monday.
talking like light beers, or do they not have craft beers?
No, they have craft beers. I'm not. It's probably. I'm sure it's like a select few beers, but I don't think it's just like domestic. I don't know.
They don't want to lose their money on that one. They gotta have some kind of stipulation.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like you're gonna lose money on a $10 all you can drink for 7 hours,
Probably,
regardless.
Yeah. They have a kitchen?
Yeah, I think they do.
So they're probably banking on you like staying long enough to get food and stuff.
That's true.
Maybe use the jukebox.
It's a cool bar though. They have drag shows out in the back too, like on a fairly frequent basis actually. And if
I like drag shows.
I like them too. It's like they get really, like they get into. Also, people like I don't know if the ones you've been to or like this, but like people are like throwing singles down like his cleavage, I guess, or her.
Yeah.
Is it his or her thing? I'm not sure what the correct terminology would be for a drag queen.
Think
It's still a guy, right? You would still call it like
it's still a guy, but I think when they're in drag, you'd say her.
Oh, you
still,
do? Yeah, that makes sense.
because
Yeah.
like they're in character, you know.
That makes sense.
Yeah, at least that's what I think. But yeah, I mean, we have like Nina West. Did you ever see Nina West show when you were down here?
Uh-uh.
She's like the big Columbus drag queen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they run a bunch of shows at Axis. I haven't been for a long time, but it's all right. I don't like going that much because I get hit on a lot for some reason.
Yeah, I don't get hit on that much.
I don't
at all.
mind gay bars, but I just don't like getting hit on.
I got hit in Columbus at a gay bar one time.
Yeah.
Some dude grabbed my ass, and then I was like looking around, and then he just disappeared.
Yeah, I got taken to this like leather daddy bar.
Oh God!
I don't think-
Where was this? Was this bar in the short north?
I don't know if it exists anymore. Well, it was one Pride weekend, right?
Yeah.
And I told my friends, I was like, man, like I want to hang out and drink with you guys. We were drinking in Goodale Park, you know.
Yeah.
And they were like, I was like, I want to drink with you, but I don't really want to go to gay bars because it's Pride weekend. We always go to gay bars, you know. Like, can we just go to like some regular old bars? And like, I'm sure there'll be tons of gay people around anyways. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. And because I just didn't want to deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
And then they were like, hey, we're gonna go to Exile, and I was like, what's Exile? They're like, it's a bar. I was like, all right, sounds great. And I was like drunk, you know.
Yeah.
And then we get there, and it's like the gayest of gay bars. There weren't even lesbians there. It was all just dudes.
It was all just
like
men.
a sea of dudes, and all the bartenders were wearing like leather straps and like thongs.
That's so ridiculous.
And one of the fucking bartender dudes grabbed my junk.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
one of the
we
bartenders.
gotta leave. We gotta leave. Yeah, like one of like waiter dudes.
Yeah.
Grabbed my junk while he passed me, and I was like, we gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Oh my God.
So did your friends leave, or?
Yeah, we left. But it was.
Where'd you guys go to after that? Like, what's the rebound place after you leave a bar like
I'm
that?
not even sure. Might have just like gone back home, passed
It's where you like go to like
I don't think
Brothers
you
or something.
You can't rebound from that.
No.
It wasn't that kind of night.
So do you have a lot of gay friends? Would you say?
I wouldn't say I have a lot. I've got.
Some.
Well, let's see. I mean, my old roommate I don't really talk to that much anymore, but I would still consider him a friend. There's Dakota and Josh, whose podcast was pulled. But yeah, they're still friends. You lucky fucking bastards. And my girlfriend's friend Ben.
Yeah.
And that's it, I think. And
So how many of your gay friends are in like serious relationships?
Dakota and Josh are married.
Okay, but is that about it that you've seen so far?
Ben's doing his best.
The reason why, okay.
That's it. I think The
reason why I'm asking is because I know I'm friends with two couples in St. Louis, and it seems like this is obviously pretty anecdotal, but like they're in serious relationships, but it seems like they both have agreements with each other. They can like make out with other people, and I just find it kind of interesting. It's like,
actually, I fucked up. Sorry, not to interrupt, but
Damn it.
I have lesbian friends too.
Okay.
So you did say gay, but
No.
Lindsay and Anita,
Nice.
lesbian friends, they're cool.
Yeah.
So I guess so. I'll branch out a little more there.
Yeah.
But
That was interesting.
I think those agreements exist in straight and gay relationships, but I think they are more prevalent.
I would say
in
more
gay
common.
ones.
I mean, obviously, this is just me anecdotally saying it, but I just thought it was interesting. I
I
feel
don't
like
know why we think that though. But
know.
they do seem to be a little bit more.
But I can't think of any
open.
heterosexual couples that have that agreement that I know of. I'm sure, obviously, it exists. I know that.
I know.
But I don't know anyone personally.
I know a lot that do that kind of thing, but I think that it doesn't work either way. I think that for the most part, it's really hard to maintain.
I think it would be too.
And it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. It doesn't seem to work any better for either of them. Not to say you shouldn't try it if you don't want, if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. But it just doesn't seem to work very well.
I feel like that'd be hard. I don't think I would be okay with that arrangement in my relationship.
No, fuck that. Why would I ever want that?
I know. Maybe I would add a lot.
I need to have somebody else. No.
Yeah, add a lot of stress to it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
people are like, "That's cool. I got the best of both worlds." Like, yeah. I guess if you're like,
I mean, if you can separate love and sex, then, or just making out, I guess. Then
yeah.
that's
if
how
you're
those.
not a jealous person, I guess, really is the
Yeah.
thing too. Because I'd be like, "What the fuck? You're having sex with somebody else?" And I'd be like, "How's he doing? Is he better than me?"
How big is his dick?
Well, is he doing the right thing for him? Why you went over there twice this week? I noticed. Yes.
That'd be
It's
awful.
fucked up.
That'd be so
How do you
awful.
maintain that? I could not do it. But
Yeah.
at least that's the thing. It's like you got to realize, think about it first. Do you think you could do it? If you don't think you could do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like-
That makes sense. That's wise words to live by right there.
Yeah, maybe just think before you do some shit. It is hard sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to think.
It is hard to think.
Hard to be
sometimes.
present.
Especially when you're drunk.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude! I agree to so much shit when I'm drunk. Not sexual shit, but just like I told you, softball league.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be in the softball league, and I do. It's fun. I met a lot of cool people. I'm having a good time. I'm just really not that good at it.
It's cool that you did. I feel like most people would not have stuck with it and be like, oh, dude, I was drunk when I said that. Never mind. But
I started from scratch. It's been a wild ride so far, but I'm getting better. I think.
Yeah.
Sorta.
When you got on base, it's pretty good.
Got on base twice. I felt good about that.
Yeah, just singles or any doubles at all?
Just singles.
Have you slid at all since you started? Like slide into the base?
I did a half slide thing today, but I got out anyways.
Did you?
Yeah.
Gotta kick his leg.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I don't know.
Did you slide head first or feet first?
Feet first. It wasn't really. It was more of a jump than a slide, like a leap.
No.
I'd say,
Like a prance.
But it was like
if you
a
will?
foot forward leap, you know.
Like a prance, like.
I don't know if I'd say a prance.
Your toe.
It probably did look like a prance. Let's say I wasn't trying to prance, but probably ended up being a prance. It was like the George Costanza with your hands out, arms out.
It's amazing.
Leaping over the puddle. What's this?
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm thinking about joining a basketball league in St. Louis once the season opens up again, which I'm not good at basketball. I'm okay, I guess. I can dribble on my right hand, not really that well on my left.
You got a little height on you. Got some wingspan, probably.
That's true.
A little bit.
That's all you need. I can't shoot that well.
Dan was doing basketball pickup games every Wednesday night for a little while.
That's cool.
It kind of fizzled out, but I'm terrible. I'm just so bad at basketball.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at sports. I'm good at weightlifting, but sports I suck at.
Yeah. It's just exercise.
It is actually weightlifting is a sport, but I don't do it.
Is it a sport? No.
I don't do it as a sport. Well, it's a competition, I guess.
Do you consider bowling a sport?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a skill game, if nothing else.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Well,
guess
it's definitely a skill game for sure.
It's not cardiovascular, really.
No. How about is NASCAR a sport?
Yeah, I mean it's racing.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't do anything physical exercise. I mean, I'm sure it's obviously
It's probably
strenuous.
Yeah. I think that counts though. Getting that heart rate up. I don't know. I guess how are you measuring a sport?
Yeah, that's the question.
I mean, you score points technically, but it's just time based. So.
I know. I still don't understand.
There's teams.
I don't understand NASCAR. It makes no sense to me at all. Like, I get that whoever crosses the finish line first wins, but aside from that, like, I don't understand. Like, there's teams. Like, why are there teams? And like, cars are like.
Well, the teams are based on money, basically. Like, you have a company, and you have different racers on your company, and you're trying to place well, and you get points for each position. So, your team could place higher or lower. But it's basically, when it comes down to it, you want to get first place individually.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't get it.
But the different teams use different kinds of cars too. Like, so they'll have like Toyota or Ford or whatever.
But like, what's the strategy involved? Like, I mean, I know there's. I'm sure there's strategy, but it's like, then like cars don't all go to the same speed. Like, some cars are better than other cars. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, they have different engines. They're different.
But why? Does that like ruin the sport? Like ruin the level playing field of the sport? Like, I don't get it.
Well, there's restrictions on everything. But yeah, they can use different parts and stuff. But that's part of it. Is like your team builds your car, what you think's the ideal car.
Oh, I see.
And certain cars will run better than others, run faster than others, more consistent. But really, it's all a delicate balance with that. And you have to have a good like pit team because you'll lose time when they're changing out tires and stuff. Yeah. And it's all strategy. Is like, when do you swap your tires out? When do you like fuel up all the way? How much fuel do you give it? When do you pit? When don't you pit? Like, can you push it a couple extra laps? And that's what it's about. People are like, oh, they just go in a circle. But it's like, no, what it is like all these people working together to try to figure out the best possible way to get their car to run so that they'll end up in first place or in the top 10. And that's the beauty of it, is like, because you'll see like certain cars that'll be like, oh, well, they're in 6th now, but they also haven't they already made their pit or whatever, but other people didn't.
Oh, I see,
so that's why they're back. So then when like the other half of the field actually pits, they'll be in front of them. So then actually they're in first, because they pitted early or whatever.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, when you put it that way, it actually sounds kind of interesting.
It is, and you know what makes everything better? Gambling. So
yes, it does.
I mean, you just got to find some buddies and gamble on it. Dan and Ben and I, some of my friends, they. We had like a little league going where it was just the three of us, and basically we would, text each other each Saturday or Sunday, depending on when the race was, and we would go back and forth picking racers. Mm-hmm. So we each get 5, but you couldn't do any repeats.
Okay.
And so we'd pick all our racers, and then I put it in a spreadsheet, and you get points based on their position. So if they're in 6th place, you get 6 points, and whoever had the fewest points won the week. And every week we'd choose a different prize.
Okay.
So we'd bet on it. So like, one week it was like a 6-pack of beer. One week it was like porn DVD, which was Dan's choice.
Really?
And Dan won.
Wait, of course he did.
And Ben actually.
Wait, who had the porn DVD though? Like, did you buy? Like, did you guys
have to buy them? That's the reason Dan chose it, because he knew that Ben wouldn't want to go buy porn DVD, and actually Ben still hasn't. So Ben, you have to go fucking do that. But I bought him one.
Where did you go to buy him one?
I went to the Garden.
Oh, that's over on the Short North, right? Yeah.
And I bought him Sasha's Ponytails. And
Did you try and buy him the weirdest one you could find?
The lesbian at the cash register told me that all the lesbians were going to be upset because they rent that one all the time.
Really?
They're going to miss it because you can rent them or buy them there. And Sasha's Ponytails was just like a bunch of chicks. And at the start of the movie, like, this girl sticks butt plugs in all the chicks that have ponytails on them. It's an awful porn.
You watched it?
Yeah, I totally watched it. It's $30.
That's expensive. That's more than I thought it was.
Cheap.
But like, you go on the internet and you get all these like, not that I do this, but there's all these free porn videos.
Yeah, you're just getting clips, man. We're taking a whole DVD of porn.
I guess.
And of course, it's expensive to buy, but
yeah,
because of production and shit like that. But
wait, did you get a new one on your leg too, or no?
Oh yeah, have you not seen that one?
No.
That's the mom tat.
That's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, the tattoo artist is super talented. That was the most painful tattoo I've got.
Did you draw it out for him, or did he just do it for you?
I drew out a design that was like this, but not this version of it. Yeah. He totally redid it, made it look great.
I think it's better than what you would have done.
It was definitely better than the one I did. This one's like way more serious. Mine was way more jokey.
Okay.
Like, mine had like the lady's body was real small and the cat head was huge, and it was just it was still a decent looking tattoo, but his is way better.
Nice.
So I was like, yeah, dude do it. Like I sent him the email. I was like, here's what I was thinking of for the tattoo. I drew it up, and he's like, oh, dude, let me draw something. I love it. And I was like, sweet.
So you're gonna go to this guy like from now on, pretty much?
I don't think so. No. He so his shop didn't close, but they like kicked out all the artists from it. It got like taken over by somebody else. It's weird. I don't know where he's at now. I mean, he's a really talented dude, but I think he has a heavy hand, which is why like he pushed hard. When
it hurt. Okay.
Basically,
he been like
hard.
literally a heavy hand with this the needle.
Yeah, and so I think that's why it hurt so bad. Because I was like literally involuntarily like my leg was flinching. I'm like, sorry, man, sorry, I can't help it. Just kept going.
Yeah.
You know?
So how long did it take for you to get that tattoo?
5.5 hours, I think.
So did you break it up or you did the whole time?
Whole time.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's not always a good idea. I think the problem is so like they go over the whole thing and then they just keep going over it. So once you get into the later hours, it starts to like be really aggravated.
Yeah.
At least on me. Some people are fine with it, but I'm a pussy.
So you don't find you don't get the spiritual high from having someone stick needles in you and like put a tattoo on you?
Can't say I've experienced that, no.
You know what I'm talking about though, right? You've heard about people feeling that way, yeah.
Oh yeah, and they do the one needle tattoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nope, I don't get that.
That sounds terrible.
Well, Jeff, should we play our game here?
Yes, let's do it.
I guess it's not really a game. So you're gonna roll a die, and I'm gonna either like ask you a question or pose to you a scenario.
Okay.
You like my clipboard?
I do.
It's like so
very official.
All right, go ahead and roll your die, and we'll see what question you get.
3. I don't get to see the questions, do I? It's a bummer.
Oh, you don't have to see them. Yeah. We can see. The thing is
I just want to see the options that I have.
Well, the thing is that maybe we'll do another one later.
I see.
And then we'll just omit 3. So 3. So a lot of times when we're kids, we're talking about like we're just shooting shit with our friends and stuff, and we'll say things like, "Oh, I wouldn't have sex with her for like $100,000," shit like that, right?
Yeah.
You know. So did you ever have that conversation when you were a kid?
Wait, have sex with who though?
Like you would say, like you'd pick a person, you'd be like, "Oh, would you have sex with her for like?"
Oh yeah, for sure. I've
like,
definitely had that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what I would pose to you now is that as adults, we're much more likely to have sex with people for $100,000 or for less money. So my question to you would be, number one, how much money would you have sex with Paula Deen?
Oh, you totally asked this question last night.
I know,
also.
I did. I know. Because it's from this. I was thinking about it. But I happened to roll the right one.
I mean, okay.
What did you say last night? $500? Was that you?
I don't think I said 500. I don't know.
Somebody said 500.
The thing is that I'm in a relationship. So are we just assuming that this would not be a problem for? It would just be literally just having sex.
We're saying like you're not in a relationship in this scenario,
and also that like I'm not gonna get like hepatitis C or AIDS or something, right?
I think it's just as possible as it ever would be.
Okay, and I assume condoms or like whatever I want to do. It doesn't matter, right? Like
probably you're using condoms because Paula Deen's not gonna fuck you without condoms, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right?
She's a good Christian lady. She's not getting abortions. She doesn't want to have any bender babies.
Do I get food afterwards, or is that like is she gonna cook? Because that would definitely factor into the decision. I think.
That's an interesting question. I think for the sake of it,
no.
I think you could add. Like, let's say that food is added into the price.
Okay.
So let's do a with and without food. So how much is it? So how much do you need to be paid to have sex with her without food, and then with food?
I mean, honestly, like if someone rolled up with like cash in hand or like a briefcase full of money, how much should I honestly?
Like how much would you need to be like, all right, I want to do that?
I don't know. I mean, like honestly, like how much is my dignity worth? I guess as far as I'd probably maybe I don't know. I would definitely do it for 5,000.
5,000? Yeah.
It's not bad, yeah. Straight cash, $5,000.
Okay.
I mean.
But what would be the lowest number?
that's the question, isn't it?
1,000? Would you do it for 1,000?
No, I don't think I would actually do it for 1,000.
1,200? Are we nickel and dime in here?
Yeah, right. I don't know, maybe 2,000.
Now, how would you come up with these numbers? Are you like basing it on like an item you'd want to purchase?
No, not really. I'm just imagining if someone had a briefcase of money and was like, what would give me pause to consider it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2,000's a good amount. You can have like a vacation or whatever.
What if we're just like $500 in ones?
So I'd be $500 in one. I'd be like, it's a lot of. What am I gonna do with all these singles? Like,
so I'm going to the strip club after this to try to get these memories out of all the images erased.
I don't know if I'd do it for 500.
7.
No, maybe actually.
Look at this. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go with 7.
Yeah.
Well, what about with food? You do it for 5 if she gave you a like 3-course meal after.
It would definitely sweeten the deal, but at the same time, maybe I'd be so disgusted with myself I wouldn't want to even stay there, though. You know, that's part of it
Okay, what
too.
if she feeds you first?
Then I wouldn't want to have sex. I'd be so tired to have sex. Then all that butter.
What if she feeds you, and then you get to watch her like Benjamin Button, and then have sex with her?
It'd be the weirdest day.
Actually, I've never seen that movie, but I just know it's 3 hours.
The movie's fucking
3.5
boring
hours
as shit.
long.
I've seen it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn, that's too bad. It's one of those movies like I kind of want to watch, but everybody tells me it sucks.
Yeah, it's. Brad Pitt dies at the end.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
I know, I just
I
ruined
figured
it.
that probably happens. You know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Shrivels up.
It doesn't make sense though. Like he comes out as like this old ass baby, like in the movie, but then like 2 days later he's like Brad Pitt size, like a man. And for some reason that part always bothered me. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
The baby does look weird though.
Okay, and then so did you say? So actually, we did talk about this at the bar. I'd forgotten that. Stupid drunk Tristan. But also, you did roll the same number. So you said you didn't know who Honey Boo Boo is, right?
I know who Honey Boo Boo is. Yeah.
You know who her mom is?
I think I know what she looks like.
Big,
She's
roly-poly.
yeah, she's large and yeah, she's fat. Yeah.
How much money for her?
Maybe more. I would much rather have
yeah.
sex with Paula Deen than
No
with
doubt.
her. Yeah.
But I would definitely take the food. I would take a $200 pay cut to get the food.
Really? You think your cooking is for $200? I don't think so.
I think I'm not going to have very many experiences to have it, and in order to try her food the one time,
Yeah.
I would sacrifice the $200.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe
fair
it's not
enough.
worth it, but I don't know. Maybe
Here's
it's
a question:
worth
would you
$400.
tell that story? Would you say that you had sex with Paula Deen for $500 in money? I mean, in food.
I think part of this arrangement is that you're not allowed to like publicize it on Instagram to get any kind of fame or social media. I should say not Instagram, but like social media. You can't gain other fame off of it.
Yeah.
So even though she's a famous person, but you can still tell your friends the story.
So would you tell your friends the story?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Okay, so yeah, Honey Boo Boo's
But
mom.
Honey Boo Boo's mom, I don't know if I'd tell him that story.
No.
That's like a desperation move. That's like I gotta pay rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you gotta pay me like the whole year's rent.
Right.
Yeah, it's gross.
I think I don't know, $10,000 maybe, 15,000. I don't know.
You wouldn't do it for 2?
No, I would not. I would not do it for 2.
Yeah, too much scarring.
So yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't either. Fuck that shit. That's fucking gross.
Yeah, but I remember, I think it was like an episode of like Workaholics where the dude's like, like honestly, like the question was like, how much money would you take for you to like suck someone's dick? And it was like $1 million, like $10 million. He was like, dude, honestly, like gun to my head, if I had to choose, $600, just enough to pay rent.
Yeah.
I would suck a dick. Would you suck a dick for free rent?
No, my rent's too cheap.
What if you live in what if it was like a really great apartment though? No, okay. Couldn't do
Because I
that.
can pay my rent, man.
Or the
I'm
question.
saying if I couldn't pay it, if I like for some reason couldn't make rent and I needed to suck dick to make rent.
Yeah, so would you do it? Or would you try to find? Would you move out and find a cheaper place?
Were those my only 2 options?
Yes.
I'd move out.
But it'd have to be a place that you can afford, which would be obviously less than what you can pay
Just
right.
move in with Coolon.
Yeah, okay.
Or in her family. Or my mom.
So
I'd be
you-
like, Mom,
Well,
I'm back.
it's good to have those options, I guess. Yeah.
I'm back, Mom. Or go fucking live in Chicago with Travis.
Hmm.
Be like, dude, take me in for like the day.
For like a day. Wait, so does his work, his internship, like paying for his apartment and all that?
Yeah, it's across the street apparently. My mom was giving me a little bit of the details on it, but
That's kinda awesome.
I need to talk to him soon. I'm gonna have him on the podcast if he'll do it.
Yeah, you
I think he
should.
will.
Okay, so you would not suck a dick for rent. We've established
Yeah.
that. Okay. I don't think I would either. Even if I had like a really sweet apartment, I don't think I would suck a dick for rent.
Yeah. Would you suck a dick to? I don't want to say that. I was gonna say to save your current girlfriend.
Oh my God.
I'll leave that out.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's like a really lose-lose situation there.
actually, that's a pretty good one though.
I
Would you
know.
suck a dick to save your current girlfriend's life?
Would you suck a dick to save anyone's life?
I think I would say.
Like, say, like...
I would suck a dick to save some lives. I think.
Would you, like, say, like, someone got hit by a car and the doctor's like, the only way I can save this man's life is by you sucking that stranger's dick right there. Would you do it?
God, it's such a selfish type of ordeal.
Like, it's a random stranger that you don't aid. Like, the person that's dying, you don't know them.
Do I get to see the stranger, or are they boxed up?
Let's say you see them. Like, you see them laying on the ground, they're, like, they're bleeding to death.
I think they should be in a different room. We don't even get to see them.
Oh, you don't think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we have to meet them after. If we choose to save.
See, then I would wonder, like, wait.
Either way.
Is there even a person behind this room? Like, what if they're just saying that to
No, but they're like, we will let you see them after. If you save them or not, you get to see them. So if you kill them, you still have to look at their dead corpse. And they're going to, like, blow it up with a grenade after they die. So that you have to see some, like, gross shit. We're like, so they died they died a peaceful death. But the problem is like, well, they died a painful cancer death, we'll say, yeah. But the thing is like, we wanted to manifest your selfishness on their corpse, so we blew them up with a grenade. Now you gotta look at that.
Oh, man.
So it's like, do you want to suck a dick and save this person? And you can talk to them, be like, hey, they'll be like, thank you, or they'll be like, fuck you, I'm glad you did it, but I deserve to live because they're a dick. You never know.
I don't know. I would say, what if
I would save them. I would suck that dick.
It'd be a plot for a movie where, like, you do that and then they pull back the curtain or whatever and there's no one there. It's the plot twist.
Yeah, but there's got to be like I think there has to be a person because you're making a bet, man.
Yeah.
That's the odds. But the thing is, they could like die the next day.
Would you suck a dick to cure cancer?
Fucking in a second,
Yeah.
dude. That'd suck like fucking 100 dicks to cure cancer.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Why
guess.
not?
I know.
Cure cancer, man.
Right.
They'd be like, oh, he sucked dicks, he's gay, and I'd be like, you can think whatever you want.
But obviously,
cure cancer,
no one would know.
motherfucker.
No one would know that you'd like cured cancer with you sucking the dicks. It would just be.
Oh, they don't get to know that.
No one knows that that's why you
Shit.
did it. So you still do it. It's just.
Oh damn! I'd lose my girlfriend probably. I wonder if she'd stay with me if I sucked 100 dicks. I'd be like, but babe, it's because I cured cancer. And she'd be like, that was like this doctor. I was like, no, the only reason that happened is
Right.
because of this magic.
Yeah.
She'd be like, you're a crazy person. But I would do it.
Would you do it? Yeah, I
You
mean.
gotta cure cancer, dude. You have to cure the cancer.
Exactly.
You do. I mean, what the fuck? You're gonna not do it? That's like fucking not sucking those dicks would be like.
You're like murdering all those people.
Yeah, it'd
Essentially,
be like
right?
gassing all those Jews in the fucking Holocaust. Like, if you don't cure the cancer, you're just fucking giving all those people the cancer
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, that's all on you.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, I guess you'd have
If
to.
you do have to suck those dicks, you gotta have some fun with it, though. You start like shooting video, do a little technique, make some side money.
Yeah, I know, right? There's a lot of dicks to suck, though.
That's a lot.
It would be like a full day.
Yeah. Alright, well, you need to hurry up on that wine glass there.
Yeah, I know, right? That's a good wine, though.
It is.
I feel like does red wine make you sleepy? It kind of does that for me. It depends.
Makes me happy.
Does it? Yeah. It's the only way. The only way to quiet down the demons is with the red wine.
Oh, yeah.
You ever drank absinthe before?
I have not.
It's not good. It's not good at all.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
Actually, no. It tastes like licorice. I mean, actually, no. It's okay, but you just get like really drunk really quick because it's like 50% or 50%, 100 proof.
Mixed messages here, Jeff.
I know. I was just thinking back. I had a bad time with absinthe, which was not good. Where I just essentially got way too wasted,
Yeah.
and like I literally could not stand up. Like I was trying to stand up, and I would like lose my balance and like fall over. It was really bad, actually. But I remember it. I remember it distinctly, actually.
That's hilarious.
Well, the problem was like it's kind of like if you do it right, it's kind of fun to drink the shots because it's like it comes with a little like metal like filter, I guess, where it fits over your glass. You put a sugar cube on top.
Yeah.
And then you pour the absinthe over, and then you light it on fire. So it looks cool, and like it burns like an alcohol like burn, and then it goes out, and you dump the sugar cube, and then
Does
you
it
just
burn green?
no, it does
This is
not.
some movie shit. Isn't it?
That'd be cool if
Pretty
it did
sure
that.
that happened in a movie.
So it's like fun. It's like fun to do these shots, and like before you know it, I did like 3 or 4. This is after drinking all day too. We did like so this was in DC. We did like a bottomless brunch.
Uh-huh.
So we got there like 11, and stayed till like 3 drinking like I think I had like champagne, I had a Bloody Mary, and then a mimosa. And they also had a thing called a beer mosa, which is disgusting. It's like a beer and champagne mixed in orange juice, I think, mixed together. It was fucking gross.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we did that, and then I bought the absinthe at a liquor store right next to the place. I had it in a bag. And then we went to another bar and drank there for like 3 hours, and then went back to our house at like 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did that absinthe, and I was gone. It was, oh man, it was bad.
Damn.
I know.
It sounds good, though. Sounds fun.
I mean, I would never do it again, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Kind of ruined it for me.
Didn't make you, like, trip, though, did it?
No, I think that's like...
Yeah,
I mean, it's like the warm one. You probably have to drink a lot. But
yeah, no, it's the way they used to make it, I think,
Uh-huh.
was probably that it was so toxic that it actually did make them trip. But
Yeah.
now they don't make it like that. So.
Yeah, there were no green
It'll
leprechauns
fucking kill you.
involved. Yeah.
I mean, like, not that this isn't. This is minorly killing us.
Yeah, slowly. Well, apparently red wine's healthy in moderation.
Yeah, glad we're drinking in moderation today.
Yeah. Half a bottle each.
Half a bottle. Yeah. Dude, remember in the dorms when we got busted for drinking? And it was just you and I who got busted. Like, we had a party. It was like 17 people in there.
Yeah, I think so. Because we were like throwing all the cans in like the corner of the room or whatever.
Yeah, we heard, and this was one of the only times that Greg. Maybe I'll bleep out his last. I don't know.
Yeah.
The only time that Greg would drink with us, like he never drank with me.
Yeah.
I lived with him for 2 years in the dorms and like I think 2 outside of the dorms, and he never would really drink. We drank together like 2 or 3 times. But this was one of the times we got him to drink, and we got a knock on the door, and it was like the RAs or somebody. Well, it wasn't even like our RA, it was like traveling ones who were just like trying to see if people were drinking and shit.
Yeah.
So we told everybody to go back in the rooms, and they did. Everybody went in the rooms. And I thought I was the only one in there. I thought that everybody else was away, but you were still in there. Then I opened the door like a crack for the RAs, and they were like, "Where's everybody else? Where are your friends?" And I was like, "Nobody's here. It's just me. It's just me." And they were like, "Well, we just saw some people run back there. We just saw them run." I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. It's just fucking me. I don't know." And then you're like in the back, and this night we had chosen to just every beer we had, crush the can, throw it in a pile on the floor in the common room, and we had like 5 cases worth of beers crushed on the floor, you know. And then I had a couple, like I had a case in the fridge, and somebody else did too, or a couple more. And but you're while I'm telling them there's no one else in there, you were like trying to cover the pile with a blanket. And they came in, and they were like, "Where's it?" We knew they weren't allowed to open the doors to the suites, but I didn't know that if they asked me to look in my fridge, I was allowed to tell them no.
Yeah. Okay.
So they asked me to look in the fridge, asked me if I had any beer in the fridge, and I showed them the whole case.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, you got to pour this out now." Remember that shit?
Yeah.
And so
we did it in the bath, like in the shower, I think.
Yeah. Well, no, we did it in the sink, and I continued to be a huge asshole. And I was like,
were you like drinking it while you were?
No, like I took the case, and they were like, "You got to pour it out." So they had one of the RAs come with me into the bathroom, and I was just like pouring it as slowly as fucking possible.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You can pour this out faster." And I was like, "No, I can't. I paid for this beer, and I'm gonna watch every drop of it go down the drain."
It's amazing.
They were pissed as fuck, and they I think, was it you that helped me? They were like, they had somebody help me.
Yeah, I probably did. I don't remember exactly.
Because I don't think they got anybody else. I mean, I remember Mike came out of his room and he was on probation.
Yeah.
And we were like, he wasn't drinking with us. He didn't even know this was happening. He just woke up from a nap and now he's out here. Like, don't fucking write him up. It's bullshit. Yeah. We actually got away with that one. But yeah, I think you came in and were helping me pour him out because I wasn't willing to do it faster.
Yeah.
And then like when they were leaving, you were like, "Hey, sorry, sorry about all this," and they were like, "No, you were fine."
I remember saying,
that.
Yeah.
You were fine, but your friend's gonna like. I'll bleep that out. I'm gonna have to bleep a lot of last names.
Yeah.
They're like the resident advisor. They were like, he's gonna hear about your friend's behavior, and I'm like, and I said, "Oh, you can tell." suck my dick.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't. Did you have a meeting with him too?
I never met with them.
Okay, so I had a meeting with him.
That's what they actually did. So you did have, they actually followed up with that.
I went in and they wrote in the notes that I said all that shit. And he was like, "So it says here in the notes that you said some unkind words about me." And I was like, "Oh man, I was wasted. I apologize. I'm sorry. I have no idea." And he's like, "Oh well, sometimes I see things like this, and it makes me think that maybe people in the dorm have an unfavorable relationship with me, or think that I don't like them, or they don't like me, And I was like, "Oh no, it's nothing like that, man. You're great. You're fine." This is like the fourth time I've been in there. He knows I'm fucking full of shit. But I was like, "Nah, you're good, man." It's like I don't even remember saying that. I was drunk. I don't drink that often. I didn't know what I was doing, all this shit. And he's like, "Oh, really? So you didn't mean that, what you said there?" And I was like, "Dude, no, man. I was upset at the situation. I just had to pour my beer out. I'm sorry. He's like, "It was fine." Well, they didn't do anything to me.
You can't really do that much. I mean, what's the worst they can do? I guess they can kick you out of the dorm.
They could if they felt like being assholes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do remember that. That was fun. Do you remember our first quarter there where we were drinking a lot? I think didn't we
What when?
in the dorm I think there was one week where we drank 6 out of 7 days. I remember that.
I think yeah. Well, we went to a lot of parties to start out.
When we were playing beer pong in the bathroom, I remember that too.
Yeah, we always played in the bathroom because it was easy to clean up.
Oh, it's easy to clean up.
Like,
it's a huge bathroom too.
Well, if we spilled on the floor, then
yeah, people cleaned up for it.
janitors cleaned up every day. They'd come in there and they'd mop the bathroom floor. So
can you imagine how shitty that job would be though? Cleaning up after these college kids who were in the dorms the first time.
I can't even imagine. I remember the one dude would tell us stories about his high school sports days, and I was like, "Oh fuck, man."
Yeah.
Sad.
Remember Eric, our other roommate, with this computer database of porn?
Yeah, dude, Eric, man.
He did not like me at all. I
liked Eric, but he was just such a weird dude.
He was weird then.
He really made every girl that came into our suite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to do it. He just
I
remember specifically, I don't know what girl it was, but he put a flashlight.
Oh, I remember. It was Erica.
Was it Erica?
Yeah.
He put a flashlight on her seat when she got up to, I don't know, get a beer or go to the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
He put a flashlight down on her seat, and then he was sit on it when she came back.
Oh, God.
So fucked up. It was cringeworthy for sure.
Yeah, I remember that. That was during the Super Bowl. It was the Bears and the Colts, I think.
But yeah, he also had that binder of blank DVDs that he had alphabetized, and it was all porn.
Yeah.
He knew what each one was, but he had it like that so that nobody else would know what they were. But it was a whole. It was a
those CD flip books or whatever.
1,000 CD binder, and they were all blank DVDs. He taught us all what bukkake was, I think. Remember that?
Yeah.
And we were like, "What the fuck's that?" He's like,
"Well, let me show you."
Here, check it out. It's disc E47.
That was crazy. He had the most, probably a gigabyte of porn, I think it was.
Oh, dude, I'm sure he had way more than that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much he has now. I'm friends with him on Facebook.
I still am too, actually.
He works on cruise ships still.
Yeah. That's what I saw.
It's cool. I hope he's enjoying it. I really think, he was a weird dude.
Yeah.
But, he's just a guy.
He did not like me at all, though. So, he was shitty towards me, actually. I don't know why.
Well, I guess in that sense, it's similar to my relationship with Craig.
I feel like you, Craig, it was yeah. I mean, but I thought you guys were really good friends, but then it was a weird married couple relationship.
I tried to be friends with him, but he was kind of crazy.
He was, yeah. He had that edge to him. He was a little crazy.
And he randomly, dude. It was a certain point, he just decided that I was fucking the worst, and he was just mad at me at all times. Right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like that at the very beginning. We hung out a bunch, and he was kind of weird, but we would all joke around,
Yeah.
And then at some point, he was just you're an asshole, and I hate you.
Oh,
I
maybe
hate everything that you are. And I mean, granted, I fucking make jokes.
I think you made jokes. I think it just got to it. Yeah.
I made gay jokes about his brother.
Oh.
And he didn't like that because I think Craig was
You kind of
he
got that vibe.
seemed gay, and I think he hated that was the thing. Maybe.
Well, remember he had like that whole fucked up story about like his girlfriend that like left him or whatever.
Oh, dude, he had all kinds of fucked up stories, man.
And like,
actually, he'd be good to be on the podcast to tell those stories.
Didn't you say that? Because he lost a lot of weight, and he had like the.
He had lipo.
Yeah, so he had like the
It's
the
smart.
excess. Yeah, but didn't you say like when you guys lived in the dorm the second year, and like you do like say something about yourself to like introduce people like at the start of the year. He said that like he got attacked by a dog, and that's what that scar was from.
Yeah, he did.
That's really funny.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Oh man, the second year. So the first year at the dorm was when you lived there, and for me the first year though. But the what was our Tom? Hey. I'll delete that last name out probably. But Tom, I think, was our like floor RA guy.
What for our year? Was it Tom?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Yeah, Tom or whatever.
Tom.
Okay.
He was pretty cool. He didn't really fucking do much. I mean, he interacted with us a lot because we'd always get in trouble.
I know.
And but then the second year, it was a girl, actually kind of an attractive girl.
Really?
And she was like, she was a year younger than us or the same age. And so I was like, I'm running this shit. Like, I don't give a fuck, I kind of had that shitty attitude where I was like, I don't care if you think you're in charge because you have no power over me. I can tell that you're feeble and weak and you are not going to be able to do. And so, like, any floor activities we had, I'd just be like, okay, guys, we're not going to go, like, to our whole room. I'd be like, we're not going to do it. Like, there was something where we were all the suites in the whole building were supposed to go out onto the fields, like, the first week. And
yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, we're not going to fucking go. And everybody was like, okay.
Yeah, they did.
And then, like, they were like, you should come. You have to come, right? And we're like, no, we're not going to go. And then they were like, no, you're coming. And I was like, nah, maybe we'll come. We ended up going, I think, in the end.
Oh, you did go? Okay.
But, like, yeah, it was shit like that, like, the whole time. Like, they'd have, like, movie nights, and they'd be like, they'd always come up to me and be like, we need, we want you guys to come, you're like, you don't come to any of our stuff, we're all, the whole rest of them were like a tight-knit family, that like, we really want you to come, and it's like, that's cool. Sometimes we'd stop by, but... You guys were
you were too cool to go to the events, huh?
Yeah. But we were just dicks. Yeah. And we were like, fuck you, I'm not gonna do your shit. Which really, I mean, it was a bunch of stupid shit anyways. I didn't really care about it.
Did you know the people in the other suites? Because I feel like we knew pretty much everyone on our floor, like, pretty well.
It wasn't the same the second year, I don't think.
It wasn't?
No, we were much more like... But also, like, Mike and I would just run around wasted to all the fucking rooms, and, like, we would go up and down the fucking elevator and knock on people's doors.
Yeah.
We were drunk and talked to everybody. And we did not do that the second year.
Yeah, I remember that.
So the environment was slightly different.
Looking back, that was kind of a cool setup, though, the way that dorm was. It's like, you have your own suite, of like, but then also, like, all these other people are on the same floor, and it's like a pretty small floor as far as, like, I don't know, it's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, no, I've been in a lot of the other dorms, and it was nowhere near as nice, like, the setup. I really did like it, the way that it was. I mean, it seemed like it was way easier to get to talk to people, because you're all in this, like, circular environment, So, yeah, I agree. I think it was good. I was a fucking cunt, though. Like, freshman and sophomore year, I was a huge cunt.
What did you do after that? Like, did you live off campus after that?
Yeah, I lived in Grandview.
Yeah, okay.
You've been there.
Yeah.
My dad's house that he owns there.
Yeah, I didn't realize you lived there during school, too.
White privilege. This is where I'm going to put in the big banner. White privilege banner. But, yeah, so I lived in the house my dad owned.
So who's in that house now?
Now no one.
Okay.
So really? Travis lived there after I got out of there.
Yeah.
But now, right now, it needs some additional work done, and my dad's gonna rent it. But he hasn't made any major moves on that. I should probably.
I think his house is close to where Dennis lives. I think. Cause you're off of that house Virginia. Is off of King. Yeah.
It's on Virginia.
And Dennis is on King.
Okay. It's between. Ugh. God damn. It's between King and Fifth.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's Virginia. So he's on King. Good old Grandview. No, thank you, sir.
No problem, buddy.
Grandview's kind of, I don't know, stressful to drive into. I'd say, There's not a lot of room to maneuver your vehicle over there.
You know what's a stressful place to drive?
Where? New York City? Yeah.
But Hilliard, man.
Yeah.
People can't drive in Hilliard.
Or like all the traffic circles and shit.
They just can't drive there. It's not traffic. Traffic circles are great, but and the problem is people don't understand them. And also, people are just really bad drivers.
People are bad drivers.
And if you're a bad driver, then something like a traffic circle is not good for you because you're not going to know what the fuck to do.
Right.
And a lot of people will come up to them like, oh, these traffic circles. Like, anybody the first time they come up to one, I've been in the car with a lot of people and they're not used to them. We go through an area and they're like, oh, God, this is like weird. And you can tell they're stressed out. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just like a way to regulate traffic.
But see, the one lane, like only one lane traffic circles are okay. But when you get multi-lane traffic circles, you have to like maneuver different lanes. That's where it gets a little, in my opinion. Yeah.
I think it's fine.
All right.
You just have to like understand how they work. But that's the thing is like the problem is like you have to hope that everyone understands how they work.
Well, yeah, you'd hope that someone like knows that they're supposed to yield before they go into the circle and not just like zip on through.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a beer.
Nice. Done with that wine shit.
It's gone. We did it.
I know we did do it.
Which one would you most like to taste? Either the experimental pepper IPA or the cherry bomb goza.
I'd say cherry bomb goza.
It's a good choice because it does taste better.
I don't know if I can handle the pepper IPA.
Well, this has pepper in it too, but
I'm getting a little bit IPA'd out there too. I drink them a lot.
You need to open this bottle opener.
Oh, we have a bottle opener.
Nice. We were using the away team's bottle opener.
I know, right?
This guy's been put through the paces.
Yeah,
huh?
I've had that for
shit.
I've had that since for like 2009, I think.
Yeah, like the paint's worn off all.
It was an 8-year-old bottle opener.
Nice. I was opening them with the wine opener, but it's fucking pain.
Yeah.
I'll taste it.
Yeah. Let's see this guy.
So that's Cherry Bomb Goza, and it's made by Flying Dog. It's got some pepper in it.
Interesting. It's pretty good.
Right?
Yeah.
So I got a 12-pack of their like pepper beers.
Okay. Yeah, the pepper's not too strong.
Varying heat levels. You said it's strong?
It's not too strong. It's
No.
good.
No. Yeah, the other one's like the most intense
Yeah.
that they have in there, and then which I still don't think is that bad. So I've had some strong pepper beers, and this one is like second to least.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
Well, you want to play the game again?
Yeah, let's do it.
We need like
Oh shit, I dropped the die. That's the problem.
And my friend Scott is writing original music for this podcast.
Really?
I mean, I already have like an intro, but I'm gonna redo it when he does it.
4.
4. Would you, this is good to go in what we were talking about with the cars. Would you give up driving if everyone could have an electric car?
Oh, interesting.
So, like, would you give up the ability to drive? And by electric, I mean like an electric car that's capable of autonomous driving. So, would you give up the right to drive?
Like so, so no one else could ever drive again. Or these cars would just drive themselves, basically.
Yeah. So basically, cars would take you to the places.
Yeah.
You don't get to drive anymore. Would you give up that privilege? I guess I should say, privilege instead of right. Would you give that privilege up in order for everyone to be able to have like an electric car that would drive them? At least each family.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think the easy answer would be say just yes. There's a little more nuance to it in that, like, well, okay, so everyone has electric cars. So A, the environment aspect of it, it's huge. And B, if these cars are driving themselves, presumably there'd be less car accidents. I mean, yes, like the way it would work, fuck up and there could be accidents, but chances are people are probably going to be making more mistakes than the machines will. Mm-hmm. But then the downside is then you can't really, I don't know, drive where you want to. But at the same time, like,
can't go fast.
Yeah, well, you have to go as
You're
fast.
not first, you're last.
Yeah, exactly. You're not speeding anymore. You're not drunk. Well, plus there'll be no more drunk driving. I don't know. I think honestly, I think the pros outweigh the cons. So yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. You'd be kind of an asshole to not do it, probably.
I think so too.
Yeah. That's kind of an easy one, actually. There's not really much of a debate there.
But there's stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and actually that question is like the most political I get would be to like, I think that all driver's license should have to be renewed every like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
I think that you should only get a driver's license if you're like adept at driving.
Okay.
Which like I failed my driving test the first time, and then I took it again and I passed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a fine driver, but I'm not really good at it.
Who is really good at it? I think everyone assumes that they're good.
I think there are taxi drivers, bus drivers, people like that are actually really good at it. There's like NASCAR drivers, there's racers, there's people who are good at driving.
Yeah.
Now, they're good at driving in different ways, but a lot of them are good at driving. There's people who are really good at parking. Like, you said when you parked today, you had like a multi-point park.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, well, so it wasn't that. It was just like my angle was off. So when I was backing up to like be next to, like not block someone's driveway, I like rolled up onto the curb a little bit, so I had to like adjust and fix that.
Mm-hmm.
I can parallel, although my parallel parking's actually gotten shittier lately because I don't know, I'm like cutting the wheel at the right time. Yeah, and I do it all the time. And I'm just like, all the spots that I pick are just like huge, so I don't really have to like challenge myself.
Well, when switching from the Jeep to the Fiat, I've gotten way worse at parking.
Oh, because you're not used to it, yeah.
Well, yeah, the Jeep was large, and so, but I like knew exactly, how many turns to do, and I do 1,000,000 turns because the wheel you turn it a bunch. It's an older car.
Yeah.
The newer car, you don't have to do it as much, but I'm not good at it because I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
But my argument is more like, so you get tested. You only get a license if you're good at driving, if you're a good driver. So it's not only like, do you know how to do it, do you know the rules, but it's like, are you like a person who should be one of the drivers? Because driving is just a job now.
Mm.
And there's more public transit, there's more taxis and things like that, And they're all electric vehicles, we'll say.
Yeah.
So you can do that, and then also everything else is autonomous,
Well, in that case, yeah. Well, in that case, you for sure have to be good at driving to drive. That makes perfect sense.
And that's my political stance would be to have everyone have to renew your license over and over because there's tons of old people who can't even fucking see who are on the road driving.
Yeah.
And they're not even the worst people too. Like I'm a fine driver, but also probably shouldn't be driving if you're really weighing it. I just don't have to focus. Yeah. When I'm driving, I think about 1,000,000 other things, just like when I'm doing anything else. And I think that's why I suck at sports too. Is because I'll be sitting there. If there's any kind of a lull or downtime, my mind is somewhere else, and then I can't focus. And then when I get back, when I try to snap back into the game, that's the second that I lose that makes me worthless.
Yeah.
And so I think you need to have the actual people who are good at driving doing the driving, and then that'll create more jobs, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not really though, because
more public transit.
Well, but you say these cars are driving themselves anyway.
Well, that would be so. I'm sorry, and I confused the point. But the question was about autonomous driving, but my political stance is about just getting rid of everyone's driver's license except for people who are doing it commercially, essentially, or for the government. So in that sense, it would be not yet. So actually, it'd be more of a transition phase into getting to that point. And I think even with autonomous driving, you'd have people running systems controlling that, and they would be the people who understand how the thing works, from the ground up. But I think in getting to a really safe driving environment, having just a ton of public transit and having people having to renew their license and not being able to get license because they're not supposed to be driving would just be better. It's
really just public transportation I think would make a huge difference. Because I really I like driving sometimes. I haven't done it for a while. Driving's fun, but you run errands. Say you have to run 2 or 3, go to 2 different places to do errands. It sucks up an hour or 2 of your day, even though you're only spending 10 or 15 minutes in each place, and it's just the driving and the parking and I don't know. I don't like driving like that. It's annoying. It sucks up your time.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather I've lived in places with public transportation like that, like metros and subways and stuff, to just take that, not have to worry about. You don't have to worry about drinking. About drinking and driving because no one does it.
Yeah.
and you have to worry about parking, which is a pain in the ass. You know, it's just you're healthier because you're walking more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's the problem with Columbus is like there's no real good public transit.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
Coda's fine, but like
But not really.
nobody uses Coda.
I know.
Yeah, they're I don't know. For a little while, I did try to use it, and it was always late or
I've done it,
early,
yeah,
and
exactly.
no, and I agree. Like the drinking and driving thing's an issue. Like no one would have to worry about that. I just
Mhm.
think increasing public transportation and forcing people to use it by not allowing them to have a license, I like.
Yeah.
That won't happen.
It won't happen. People like their cars. I mean, like, the freedom is nice. If I want to go drive back to St. Louis tonight, I can because I have a car. Like, it's a good idea? No, but I can do it.
Yep, and you won't.
No, I'm definitely not doing
put
that.
that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but the whole autonomous driving thing, that's gonna be fucking dope. Because I will love just getting into a car,
Mhm.
having that fucking robot drive me down the road, and I'll drink like a bottle of wine, watch a movie, and
Well, plus you lose so much time like driving though. Like it's time that's spent. You're just like staring at the road. You can't do anything else aside from drive, basically.
I just thought of a great porn title for when autonomous driving happens,
Yeah.
or even before then, they could just fabricate it. It's called sexual transit. You know, so like. And it could just be like transvestites banging each other, like, and do like a double meaning when they're in the car, you know, and like the car's driving itself. They're just having sex on the way.
It'd be a
It's
good
all
way.
about sex on the way to work.
Yes, it'd be a great way to start the day.
Mm-hmm. What if your neighborhood just had like an allocation of cars, certain number of cars,
Uh-huh.
and you would like program into a schedule like your work day or whatever, and the cars would come and pick like a group of you up, you know, and you'd go to work, and then you know they'd come at a certain time, pick you up at work, and drop you back off, shit like that.
That'd be cool.
And you could just like program all that into like a spreadsheet. And you'd be like, all right, this week, you know, I got work at the same time as always. You see that, but I'm gonna take lunch at this time on this day. This time on this day, I got a doctor's appointment here, and it would just like come get
Just
you.
like come get you.
Yeah, it'd be pretty fucking dope. So nobody's there, like. Nobody owns the cars. It's all government.
I like that, but the problem is that if something comes up that's like unexpected,
Yeah, like Hitler
yeah, exactly. It's
drives you to the gas house.
yeah, right.
Fucked
Like
up.
yeah, someone takes over the government and just like
Oh.
people get in their cars expecting to go to work and it takes them to the gas chambers.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
So fucked up, dude. I could not believe that election though.
I know.
It was a depressing day. I got drunk that day too.
I actually didn't drink that day. I think I was sober.
We were watching, like, we were like, you know, like, we're gonna watch the election results and be like, oh, we'll have some wine, it'll be fun. And then, like, as things started going the other way, I was like, is this happening? Like, fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good. But whatever. See a la vie, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, but, yeah, it'd be cool. Or, like, you hear about, like, cars to go. It's like a thing you can just, I've seen them around in Columbus, actually. It's just, like, cars that you can just pick up and drive and then you drop it off once you're done.
I use them.
Yeah. Oh, have you?
Yeah, occasionally.
It's kind of cool. I mean, I'd say it doesn't seem that practical, though.
Well, depends what you're doing.
It seems like, because it's like $100 a
really-
year, and then it's also like, what, like 50 cents a
Wait,
mile?
$100 a year?
Yeah.
Not for me.
No, it's not.
No, you pay like an entry rate.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
So I signed up at like a festival. It was like $10
Mm.
to get the like account, and then I think it's either 30 cents a minute or 60 cents a minute. I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
When you're driving it, the problem is like there's only certain areas that you can park them in.
Oh, yeah.
So like when I drive one to my house, I have to park it like 2 blocks away because the area doesn't reach to my house.
Yeah. I mean, 2 blocks, that's not bad. 2 blocks isn't bad.
Yeah, but it feels stupid when I fucking park a car 2 blocks away from my house and have to walk 2 blocks, you know, and I
Yeah,
just
that's
paid
true.
for it, you know? And I use it a lot when, like, let's say I run, like, 4 to 6 miles
Yeah.
in one direction, and then I'm like, fuck it, I'm tired, I don't want to run back, so I get in that, drive back.
That's a cool idea.
So, yeah, that's kind of nice. And then sometimes when I go to a bar,
Yeah.
you know, I don't have my car or anything, and I'm
So you
drinking.
drive yourself home.
Yeah,
You just get the
but
car to
usually
go.
it's like a straight line bar, you know, like a straight line to my house. You know?
That really does. Cars that go in Naples, you're
And
drinking
I would
and driving.
never ever do it while I was drunk. You know? It's
Yeah.
like one beer maximum.
Yeah.
But-
So it's enabling. It's like the opposite of Uber.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about it is it's immediate. So if I've only had one beer, I can be like, okay, let's hop in that car to go.
Yeah.
Boom. But if you do drunk drive a car to go and you get caught, you have to pay extra $1,000.
Really?
To car to go. And I don't know that from experience. I know it because the thing fucking tells you that
Okay.
when you sign up.
Yeah.
No, I would not do it because of that. It's scary.
It is
And
scary.
drunk driving is terrible. Don't do it, and I won't do it. No one should.
Drunk driving is terrible. Huh?
Yeah, it's the worst.
I mean, it's crazy how like nonchalant like America used to be with it like back in like the 70s. My dad was telling me
pop one open while you're in the car. It'd be on the fucking commercial, you know.
my dad was telling me apparently like it was not uncommon to see like people on New Year's like swerving all over the road, like it was just what happened.
Huh.
Although apparently in Missouri there's a rule where you can have open containers in the car as long as it's like you can have as many as it's one less than there are people in the car. Or like I said that weird. So say if you have 4 people in the car, 3 people can have open containers. This is the
I think that your passengers should be able to drink. The only reason they don't allow that is because you could be like, here you go, and I hand it to them, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, they'll be able to tell if you're drunk as the driver. If you can tell that the driver's sober, why couldn't the passengers be drinking? That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
And, like, fuck it. I'll let them do it.
No.
Not that...
I mean, how often are you gonna be driving or like drinking while someone else is driving though?
I would do it.
Would you?
Yeah, what if we're driving 6 hours somewhere, you know?
What
if... Yeah, and so we're all... Let's say we're driving 6 hours someplace and we're all drinking, except for that person, you know?
Yeah.
And then we get there and then that person can drink. Or what if what if they do 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
And then...
Where's this going? Then the people that were drinking will do it after 3 hours while the driver can drink.
No, like another guy maybe not drinking. I don't know. I don't know, man. But I'm just saying, like, why should everyone not drink?
Yeah, it's bullshit, you know?
It is. It's not bullshit. It's just a stupid rule. Because like, if I'm not ever gonna drive the car, why can I not drink a beer?
Yeah, that's true.
It's fucking boring.
It is boring.
Yeah. And driving, that's one thing I have noticed. In long trips, if I'm the driver, I'm having a way better time than if I'm not the driver. Because I'm fucking doing something. I'm driving, you know?